been a second since I've sat down in front of the camera and just talked to you guys. So I have filmed this intro 4 times. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are in my office. It's super cloudy outside, so I know the lighting would be changing throughout the video, and that happened in the last one, and I was so annoyed with it while editing. So we are in a controlled environment today. We've got artificial lighting. It's great. It's not going anywhere. We're good. It's like I'm taking my job seriously. What? Today's video is going to be a favorites, obsessions type video. We're going to be talking about fashion, beauty, health, music, lifestyle, random things like that. If you're new to my channel, then be sure to subscribe if you want to continue watching, and also hit that bell notification button, because the subscription box and YouTube is just like a little shady these days. You know, you don't really know if you're like gonna see it. It's just so shady. Aside from that, let's get into the video. We're gonna start off with beauty. We need to talk about this eyeshadow because I've definitely mentioned it in lots of videos. I've probably tweeted about it. For some reason, this is like the one single shadow that I get asked about all the time. I'm wearing it right now, and I wore it in one of my more recent videos, and everyone was asking what it was. This is a single shadow from Topshop. It is in the shade Changeling. I assume it's still available. I've definitely seen it online. Basically, it's just a super pigmented, damp shadow that has the prettiest color to it. It's sparkly, but it's super fine, so it kind of gives your eyes like this wet look. I like to call it my mermaid eyeshadow. It just makes your eyes just look so cool in different lightings. And yeah, it reminds me of like the tail of a mermaid. Next up, I wanted to talk about the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dusk. I've definitely used this in like my most recent tutorial or something. And basically it's just a super liquidy cream blush. You just tap it on your cheeks. I love the color of it. I love when blushes have that sort of peach undertone to them, and I love it. It's so easy to blend. Going in theme with blush, I also wanted to talk about the ColourPop Ava Gutowski collaboration. I have all of the palettes and I'm obsessed with them, but I wanted to talk about the wow, we've got a theme today. This is called the Mermaid Glow Face Duo, and I'm obsessed with the blush in this compact. The blush is beautiful. It honestly reminds me a bunch of the Dusk one that I just brought up, so this does not surprise me at all. But also I really like the highlighter. It's such a pretty golden color. Next up, we've got a lip gloss. I've never really been a huge lip gloss fan. I think sometimes they're just too sticky and chunky, but NARS has figured it out. I don't know what it is about this like formula. This is the shade Vida Loca, and I don't know like what line this is from, but it looks like this. There's no writing on it. I mean, it's so pretty. It's not too pigmented, which is what I like about it. So it fades and wears really nicely. And this has kind of become like an everyday lip product for me that I always have in my purse. Next up, I wanted to talk about this sunscreen because now that it's getting warmer outside, the UV rays are getting stronger. I've also been on a bunch of trips lately that have just required being outdoors a lot more than I usually am. Sunscreen is so important. I recently went to Bora Bora, as you guys saw, and the UV rays out there were like 11, 12 or something. I was wearing SPF every single day. I wasn't burning, I wasn't getting tan. I was a little bummed out about that. The second to last day, Steph and I were going jet skiing for the second time, and it was like super cloudy and gloomy, so we didn't think about it, and we were like, you know what, like everyone else on this trip is like either getting some sort of color, burnt, tan, whatever. Nothing's happening to us. Like let's not wear sunscreen for like the 2 hours that we're gonna be jet skiing today. Biggest mistake of my life. I wore SPF on my body, but I didn't on my face, which led to me burning my face entirely. It peeled twice. Of course, this was like a week after. Once I was home, I was literally just like watching a movie on the couch and just peeling my entire face off. It was really disgusting. Everyone thought I had freckles. Unfortunately, no, they were sunspots because now they're gone. I understand that's a good sign because a lot of people are getting concerned, saying that I should go to a skin doctor, and I do plan on doing that because in general I have a lot of freckles that I should be checking up on. Basically, I learned my lesson and I'm never doing that ever again because it's just not worth it. But I wanted to talk about this sunscreen because it is so good. It is the Unseen Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 40 from Supergoop. The consistency of this stuff is insane. It feels just like any other makeup primer. When I think of sunscreen, I think of white, pasty, greasy, like doesn't sink into your skin, it just sits on there. But this one is like super creamy, it's mattifying, it's so silky, it melts into your skin, and they recommend using this as like a primer before you put on your makeup. This is amazing. I think everyone should have this like in their cars and just bathrooms, everything. Next up, we've got a skincare product. This is the Tula Aqua Infusion Oil-Free Gel Cream. In general, I have been so obsessed with Tula. I love their, I mean, honestly, I've been using all of it. This is the newest one that I've been diving into. The way Tula described it to me was it's basically like a giant glass of water for your face, and I could not agree more. It is so lightweight and so like, I don't understand. It literally feels like you're putting water on your skin, but you obviously know there's so much more in here than just water. If I'm not wearing makeup, which is most of the days, then this is something that I'll just apply on every few hours just to give my like skin that hydrating boost. Great brand. I have got one more makeup favorite, and they are concealers. These are the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealers. I actually found that I really like contouring with them with the darker shade. This is 5N, and because it's got like the little doe foot applicator, I just draw it on my cheekbones, forehead, temples, whatever, and then blend it in with my little Beauty Blender sponge. Great for contouring, and then of course, obviously as a concealer, it's also great. And this stuff just makes your skin look so like, I know that wasn't a great description, but it really makes it flawless. Flawless Fusion, hence the title. I also wanted to talk about a hair product because I've been all about hair recently, which is really, it's never really been like my thing. I definitely got into a phase where I didn't really care what sort of like shampoo, conditioner, products I was using in my hair. I kind of just use whatever I have. But I wanted to talk about this deep conditioning mask. In general, if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you'll see I've been raving about Briogeo, but I am so obsessed. Their products are so natural and good for your hair. There's no sulfates, no silicones, no parabens. When I used to hear hair mask, I think, oh, you're supposed to use that like once a week, but I'm like too lazy to actually do it. But they recommend using this as your regular conditioner, which like completely rocked my world and just changed everything. And it also actually recommends that you use it from root to tip, which I was always scared to do. Like I always thought like, oh no, you're not supposed to do that to your roots, but they actually recommend it. It changed everything. I'm being so dramatic about this, but seriously. Next up, we've got some fashion related things. I only have like 3 things to show you guys because in general, I'm going through a phase right now. I'm calling it my funky phase. I'm really enjoying just kind of wearing everything and anything. I almost love like not matching, hence it starts matching, if that makes sense. But okay, I want to talk about these shoes. These are actually really simple, but they've become such a staple in my wardrobe. They're the Puma Basket. It says basket on the shoe, but they're just like high platform sneakers. Superga platform sneakers became like super in last year, but I feel like these are kind of just like a different version of that. I love how they're shiny, so you can really like play them up. I wear these with maxi dresses, skirts, short dresses, regular outfits. Love the gold detailing on like the little shoe laces and the writing and stuff. And yeah, you guys are always asking me about them, so I wanted to show them. I wanted to show you guys 2 purses. The first one is a little backpack. I've definitely been showing this off. It's this tiny little Kenzo backpack, and it's like a light blue gray with maroon, and it's got a little tire on the front, and I'm obsessed with the silver hardware and like the athletic straps because you can also unclip these and just use one and clip them here and make it like a little purse that sits at the front. It surprisingly kind of matches with like almost everything I wear, which you would just like, what? Like this is just so random, you know? The next piece I'm gonna show is basically like the smaller purse version of that, same level of funky and color, but just kind of different. It looks a little nicer too. I just recently got this, so it's a little newer in my life, but it is this little tiny bag from YSL. So it was a little more expensive. I got it at an outlet mall, so definitely got a huge discount on it, but I love the little tassel with the little silver keychain that says YSL, and then it just zips open. I just like love the colors on the front. I think it's so cute and funky. I was with Lauren when I bought this, and she was like, dude, if you don't want to have color, you can just flip it over and just have it like a simple black little bag, which is so true. Next up, I've got 2 food health related things, and then afterwards I've got a few like music favorites, whatever. The first thing is Vital Protein's Matcha Collagen. I've definitely been talking about this quite a bit, and I'm not being paid to say this or anything. I'm literally obsessed with this brand. I'm obsessed with this product specifically. I've been drinking it every single day. In general, collagen is great for you. It's great for your hair, your skin, your joints, your nails. It's powdered collagen, but it's their matcha flavor. They have so many different types. I've always been a huge matcha fan. I have so many like matcha powders in my cabinet, but the reason why I'm so obsessed with this is because the way that it's like designed, formulated, whatever, powdered up, you can put this in any cold or hot beverage, because normally with matcha, it's gotta be hot water. You need that special little whisk or some sort to like break it all down. But this stuff mixes so well into any liquid. So half the time I'm throwing this into water, adding ice, adding milk, and you have iced matcha latte without having to like make it hot and then prepare it cold, if that makes sense. I've literally shaken them into water bottles and added like a little bit of stevia, and it's just a game changer. The last food related thing I want to bring up is a protein powder that I'm obsessed with. I prefer plant protein, and for a while I had been using the Plant Fusion vanilla flavored protein. I ran out of my big tub of it, so I want to try out a different brand, and this is the Vega Protein and Greens vanilla flavored. It kind of tastes like cookies and cream, but like without the cookies part, like just the cream part, but like that specific taste. It is so good. We're on the last leg. The only random favorite that I wanted to bring up outside of music is a podcast that I've been obsessed with. Dax Shepard came out with a podcast called Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. Each episode he brings on a different guest, another actor or a musician, another talk show host, like Jimmy Kimmel was on it, Ellen DeGeneres, Kristen Bell. Love her. The first episode that I watched was, I think, the first one with Ashton Kutcher, and I'm obsessed. I think I just had a stroke right now. That is what the initial appeal was. I love that his podcasts are 2 hours each, because you really just feel like a fly on the wall. You learn a lot of things just like along the way too. I'm weirdly getting a lot of advice for like parenting. Obviously I'm very young, so I don't need that in my life right now, but it's interesting to hear because he talks about like being a dad and like being in this industry and whatever, and eventually that's gonna be me, and so it's cool to kind of like hear the different things that he's screwed up with and also succeeded at, whatever. I've talked about it enough. We're done. Now let's get into music favorites. The first one I want to bring up was an album in general. It's super old and I've definitely like listened to it a bunch, but for some reason this month I've just been on such a kick and I've been listening through like the entire album, and it is so beautiful. It is so good. It is called The Mistress from Yellow Ostrich. I'll give you guys a few little snippets of their songs. It's a little slower, but the build up is so pretty. Okay, let me press for them. So good. Hold On is probably like my favorite one. It's so good. For you. That album is like a very specific mood and theme. When you're in that mood, it is the best thing ever. So it's by Alt J. It is Dead Crush Salute Remix. I remember the first time I heard the drop, I was like, you gotta bump this in the car, you know what I mean? This has kind of just become like an anthem for me, and I think every female who is watching this video right now needs this song in her life because it's funny, but it's so like empowering. It's called Truth Hurts by Lizzo, I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, it is so good. It's such a bop too, like blasting this in a car, amazing. This song is a little funky, it's a little weird, it might not be everyone's taste, but I personally enjoy it. My friend Brayden showed it to me. It's called It's Only Sex by Car Seat Headrest. Now it's sweat, it's sweat now. Next up I want to show you guys Televised by Honey. This song is cool because it changes like rhythm and speed, and so it feels like literally 4 different songs in one song. It's so cool. It's really good. I will link my Spotify profile down below because all of these songs are kind of spread out everywhere. Honestly, my 2018 playlist is like a little messy, but there's like, you know, some good playlists in there. Yeah, that is it for my favorites video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I feel like this one was a long one, but that's okay. Once again, if you want to subscribe to my channel, then be sure to do that. If you guys want to follow my vlog channel, I love vlogging. I'll have that down there, as well as my Twitter, Instagram, all of those things. And I will see you guys for a new video very soon. Bye!